The last 24 hours have been pretty exciting if you're a Division 2 fan, with the announcement of Battle for Brooklyn releasing on May 27th and the Division 2 showcasing everything we can expect coming in the new DLC. Players can't stop talking and asking a lot of different questions, worried, concerned, and even more excited than ever. So in this video, what I'll try to do is go over some of those hot topics that have been popping up all over social media, recapping everything we've learned, and obviously, hopefully addressing one of the biggest hot topics right now. Is there a new level cap in Battle for Brooklyn? But let's get into all the juicy details and let's talk about it right now. So we do know there are going to be a total of 9 total missions, 2 story missions, 3 main missions, and 4 world missions. Now, the biggest difference between the world missions and the main missions are the world missions are going to be slightly bigger than side missions that are currently in the Division 2, but you can replay them, and then main missions are going to be full-size main missions. Also, main missions, you will need to take a helicopter to transport you to there, like if you're going to Pentagon or going to Manning National Zoo. Now, the world missions will be on the map themselves for Brooklyn. As you guys can see in Brooklyn Heights and Dumbo, you have the world missions there. Now, many of you may ask, well, how come I don't see the story missions on the map? It's because the story missions are only playable one time, and they kind of put the whole story together, and that's the way the devs explained it to us. So the story missions, you can replay them, you make a new character and replay the whole campaign, but besides that, you will only be able to play them one time. Now, one of the biggest questions that have been coming up since the reveal is there a new level cap? Because a lot of people have been seeing in the gameplay, at the top right, you see a 45. And a lot of people are unsure what that is. They're like, is that level 45? But I just want to confirm for you that there is no level cap increase in the Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn. Level 40 is the max level. If you look at the top, it says max level. That is where your level 39, level 40 will be. But once you hit max level, it says max level. And the 45 is actually your Shade Watch level, not your in-game level. And it was actually pretty insane to hear in my live stream so many players coming in saying, hey, I heard there's a level 50 level cap. And I just couldn't understand where people were getting that information from. But I think people were just watching the gameplay, and obviously they're not used to seeing a level 45 or a level 50 Shade Watch level playing the game. They would expect at least 1,000 plus, but it was level 45 Shade level, and obviously max level is on the left. Now, another big question was, are we really only getting one new skill and an exotic mask in Battle for Brooklyn? And is there no other gear? Is there no other weapons? Is there no other exotics? Now, what many are forgetting is with every season, we always have a seasonal pass, and we have free items and paid items like cosmetics. But on that free track, there's always new weapons, new gear items, new brand sets, and new exotics. So with Battle for Brooklyn, we will be getting that seasonal track, even if you do not want to get Battle for Brooklyn. Now, have you guys seen the new exotic mask, which is actually perfect for fighting cleaners because it gives bonuses for receiving and dealing status effects, which is actually pretty cool. Now, the way they made this mask is even more insane because it's the first time we've seen reactive camo in the game. As you are moving with the exotic mask, the mask will flare up, and then as you stop, it will cool down, almost giving the effect of a burning fire. Now, many of you know by now, we do have Smart Cover returning to the Division 2, a skill that was known to be used plenty in the Division 1. Now, how does it work in the Division 2? Well, let's dive into that pretty quick. So with Smart Cover, you'll have 2 variants. One is more offensive-oriented, weapon handling, damage sharks out of cover, and health. And then one is more defensive oriented that gives you bonus armor, explosive resistance, pulse resistance, and health. Now, you can either shoot it at a wall or area, and every cover in that area will be smart cover, or you can stick it to the wall directly that you are currently taking cover on. Now, we know there are 2 factions we'll be fighting, the Cleaners and Rikers, and the Cleaners have a new twist to them. They are armed with the purple flame that many of you guys remember from our first ever incursion in the Division 2. Well, the Cleaners have a flame that not only burns you, but also puts a corrosion-like effect on you. And if you look at the health bar here, you'll see a purple line showing the corrosion effect that is taking place. Now, developers have stated multiple times that this should take you about 6 to 10 hours to complete. Now, when I hear that, I always wonder, because I know the 8 hunter riddles will definitely take longer than that, but you could say 6 to 10 hours completing all the main missions, the 12 living world activities, maybe doing all the 10 bounty locations and doing the 30 collectibles could be about 6 to 10 hours, but definitely those 8 hunter riddles will probably take a little bit longer than that to solve. And at a price tag of $15, I think for the price and what we're actually getting is definitely price reasonable. And that's a big question that I have for a lot of my viewers. What do you guys think about the $15 price tag that they have put on Battle for Brooklyn? Now, remember, for any of you guys who are not planning on getting Battle for Brooklyn, well, this is a story-driven campaign set in the Division 2 universe, but it is not tied to the seasonal storyline. So this will not be a continuation of the Agent Kelso manhunt. That will continue on with its own storyline with the season, and obviously probably scout missions and then the climax mission, giving players an option. If you don't want to get the Battle for Brooklyn DLC or you want to wait a little bit, well, you still have that seasonal content to complete and play and continue on with the seasonal narrative for that. And then for everybody who does want to buy Battle for Brooklyn, well, you'll have this content to play too. So I think it's a win-win for some players who don't want to miss out on what's going to happen after Agent Kelso manhunt. No worries. You don't have to worry about missing that out. If you, for some reason, don't want to get Battle for Brooklyn, or at the moment you just can't purchase it, well, you know you're not going to be missing out on that storyline. And this is a storyline set in the Division 2 universe, but it is not directly tied to that seasonal narrative. And can we just talk about how Brooklyn is set in the fall? I honestly wish the whole game would transform to this fall setting. I believe the colors, everything just looks more vibrant, more beautiful, more alive. I just can't wait to dive into the Battle for Brooklyn. Now, everything is not all beautiful and sunshine and fall looking in Brooklyn. There are some gloomy and very, very dark areas depending on what parts of Brooklyn you're in. As you can see here, everything is completely burnt. Looks like that purple flame from the cleaners came in here and wiped everything out. So are you ready to dive into the next DLC from the Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn? I know, I'm excited. I can't wait. May 27th can't come fast enough, but I'm excited to solve those riddles, dive into the missions, and just explore Brooklyn and see what I left behind. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. Hey, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. See you in the next one. Hey, Nothing But Skills is out.